Waqf board in Karnataka is facing charges of land grab in several districts of the states. A political showdown is now being witnessed in the state with the BJP slamming the Kabza by Waqf. A BJP delegation led by the former Deputy Chief Minister Govind Karjol will meet farmers at Vijayapura today. Remember, fresh documents came to light that show that Waqf board's name was inserted in the revenue records overnight. The farmers have alleged that a big conspiracy was underway to register their land overnight in the name of the Waqf board ahead of the Waqf Amendment Bill. Now, according to the BJP, the revenue records show that Waqf board's name was inserted in the land records in just the last several weeks. The BJP has also claimed that the mutations in the records were done just 2 days after the Karnataka Minority Affairs Minister Zamir Ahmed Khan's meeting with the officials.
Nobody is knowing what is happening in the Karnataka state. I don't know how this government is functioning. Suppose if they ask this Vidhan Sauda belong to WAQF Wasti, shall you give it to the WAQF board? It's very injustice is going in the Karnataka state, particularly on Hinduism, particularly on Hindu religion, particularly on Hindu temple, particularly on Hindus. It is very worst system.
So after Bharatiya Janata Party has taken this issue seriously, now MB Patil is trying to, create more and more confusion. The Congress party is trying to play its dirty game in this issue also. It's mainly because the Congress party, Congress government, they always believe in appeasement politics. Whereas Bharatiya Janata Party, our intentions are pretty clear. We are with farmers, we will completely stand by the farmers issue. The question of hand over the land to the works will not arise at all.
Now, the Congress has hit back at the BJP's claims, calling them all lies. The Karnataka Cabinet Minister MB Patil has said that the documents that the BJP is citing is actually from 1974, but the issue was already resolved in 1977 and that the 1,100 acres of land in question is still with the farmers. The BJP in response accused the government of trying to shift the blame on others for its own wrongdoings.
1973-74, there was a mistake committed by the Waqf, the properties of Bijapur Mahal Bagayat. They mentioned Bijapur Mahal Bagayat. Into bracket they have said Hanwad. By mistake they had entered it as Hanwad into bracket. 3 years after, Waqf by themselves have come to know that Hanwad mine into bracket has been wrongly typed and they have removed that name Hanwad. So out of the 1,200 acres which belongs to farmers are with farmers. These people keeping that 74 earlier notification, some BJP leaders in my village also, Hunwad village, so they are also playing all this politics and creating the confusion.
Karnataka government is trying to fool with the people of Karnataka. They are just trying to blame the government officials. That government officials are the people who have done the mistake, and we as a government are not culpable at all. Karnataka WAQF Minister Zamir Ahmed is visiting the districts and giving the clear-cut instructions to the officials to make sure that the farmers and the Dalits land, the voiceless land, will be made into WAQF. The Revenue Minister Krishna Bairagoda should resign. And without his instruction, without the WAQF Minister's instruction, without the district in charge, MB Patil's instruction, this kind of a scam will not happen.
Now, amid this raging war of words, the Karnataka Minister Zamir Ahmed Khan's October 7th video has surfaced wherein he is seen speaking at a Waqf Adalat. Zamir Ahmed Khan is seen issuing a 1-month deadline to the local officials, saying all pending Waqf mutation applications should be resolved within that period. The BJP has accused Zamir Ahmed and the Congress party of putting pressure on the local officials and facilitating land grab so that it can be handed over to the Congress party's vote bank. Listen in.
सालों से 10-15 साल से खाते बनाने के वास्ते दिए थे 80 पर कर्जा खाते क्या खाता बनाना कर को आको है उसके बाद सर्वे कराना कर को 25 अर्जा सर्वे कराने के वास्ते आको है अदर दूसरे मुतलिस का प्रॉब्लम ग्रैंड होना कर को ये अलग अर्जा टोटल अर्जा 330 पर 8 अर्जा हमने टोटल यहाँ आज बीजापुर के अंदर टोटल 330 पर 8 अर्जा यहाँ आको ही हमना हमें जो वफा अदालत कर रही खाली है तुमने अर्जियां ले लेको लेले को जाको डस्टबिन में डालने के वास्ते ये वक्फ अदालत नहीं कर रही। जहां जहां भी हमें वक्फ अदालत करनी है, जरा गौर से सुनना, जहां जहां भी हमें वक्फ अदालत करनी है वहां क्या करती है, वक्फ अदालत के बाद क्या करते हैं, हमें दूसरे दिन कंसल्ट डिपार्टमेंट की मीटिंग करती है। जैसा उसके अंदर डीसी रहता, एसी रहता, तहसीलदार रहता, सीओ रहता, आरडीपीआर के डिपार्टमेंट की रहती, म्युनिसिपैलिटी डिपार्टमेंट की रहती, पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट की रहती, तमाम मिलकर हमें क्या करती है, उनको 1 महीने का डेडलाइन देती है। हमें हमारे प्रॉब्लम है 1 महीने के अंदर तुम्हें सॉल्व करना। अगर
The statement of the minister Zamir Khan, that too in the Waqf Adalat, where he is clearly seen putting the pressure on the entire local administration and telling them how they need to quickly expedite the claims of Waqf. And he is insisting that the religious interest should be put above the constitutional and legal interest. This shows that Congress party made the amendment in the Waqf Act in 95 and 2013 so that it could become an instrument of land grab, and now they are grabbing lands of even the farmers and handing it over to the vote bank. There is no more proof required.
The Waqf showdown continues in Karnataka. After the minister's statement, the BJP has targeted Zamir Ahmed Khan over his statement. The Congress, though, defends the Waqf Adalat, saying it is the minister's duty to hold Adalat, saying he was only following due process. Listen in.
Regarding the BJP's delegation going to Vijaypura, that is their internal politics. There is a huge differences of opinion politically and personally too between Mr. Yatnal and Mr. Vijendra, Mr. Yatnal and Mr. Ashoka. So all these people want to target Mr. Yatnal now. So they wanted some reason to enter Vijaypura district. So they have gone there to target Yatnal, not to do anything else. In the meanwhile, as usual, the way Sangha Parivar has taught BJP to, they create a non-issue into an issue.
Okay, all right. Big political controversy in Karnataka. The BJP is also escalating the fight against the Congress government. All of this development ahead of the by-polls. Deepak is joining us live on the broadcast with the details. Deepak, what is the Waqf Adalat that Zamir Ahmed was addressing, where he is said to be pressuring the officials? The BJP's charge being that this was a pressure on the officials to ensure that all of the land can be handed over. What are the details of what Zamir Ahmed Khan has said, where he addressed it, and the clarification that has come in from the Congress?
Well, earlier this month, in the beginning, in fact, there were multiple meetings of the Waqf that, the minister has held. And of course, he being the minister for Waqf, he has every right to hold these meetings. What the BJP, however, is saying is that now, for example, in Vijayapura, the meeting was held on the 7th. On the 9th, you have notices that are issued to the farmers. On 9th, there are changes that are made in the RTC in column 11 without notices being issued to certain farmers. And all of this is only happening because there was pressure that was being exerted by the Minister for Waqf, Mr. Zamir Ahmed, on these officials to act swiftly without actually looking into the documents or who the land belongs to. And because of this sort of a pressure, they have acted as the charge. They have also alleged that whenever a push comes to shove and there are allegations that are being leveled against the, Congress party, time and again what they do is shift the blame on the officials. They say this is what happened with the Valmiki scam, where they said it was the officials that looted the money. And here, once again, when, they are being cornered over this entire Waqf issue, they are saying that it was the Tehsildar and it was some of the officials who have wrongly gone ahead and issued notices or made these changes even without issuing notices, and they're taking cognizance of the same. Now, there is, of course, an all-out, war of words that has been ensuing between the Congress and the BJP over this. The latest in this is the social media post that came in from the district in charge minister, Mr. M.B. Patil, who has said that there were notices that were issued pertaining to Waqf property in 2022. At that point in time, it was the BJP that was in power. So why were those notices issued then if they really care about the farmers or the or Hindu land is the charge that has come in, and the question that is being raised by the Congress party. Meanwhile, of course, there is also a delegation of the BJP that is in Vijayapura today, and they are going to be meeting various farmers who have been alleging that they've been receiving notices or even that the RTC documents have been changed. So after this meeting,
have the documents been changed overnight to gift the land away to the Waqf board? That's the question. Deepak, like you mentioned, now the issue is gaining momentum with the BJP delegation also meeting the Karnataka farmers, and this team is led by the ex-Deputy Chief Minister Govind Karjol, who is meeting these farmers from Vijayapura who had those documents that showed that their land has been handed over to the Waqf. So, Deepak, a lot of farmers had spoken about it. It has, of course, taken a political hue as well, as the BJP says that this is the Congress party catering to the vote bank. But these are farmers from Vijayapura who had these documents that showed that their farm, which had held for several years, had been handed over.
Well, probably using the term they handed over, would be kind of tricky considering the fact that some of them have been issued notices. So there is, of course, a due process before the official change of ownership actually happens to Waqf. But the farmers are expressing apprehensions because of these notices even being issued. And Waqf even staking claim for this property because they have been tilling and cultivating on this land for several years, decades, in fact, is their claim. On the other hand, when you talk about, a few farmers or few people or any individuals, about 41 in fact from Indi village alone, where there are changes that have been done in the RTC in column 11. Now this is again became a big bone of contention, to which they are saying that action will be initiated against a Tehsildar who did something like this without issuing notices. Now column 11 again, of course, here indicates other rights, not ownership. So Waqf is taking claim here once again, and there are changes that are being made to the column 9 in the RTC, which the BJP is saying this is once again broad daylight loot. And as far as the defense that came in from the Congress, one is they're saying that this was a Tehsildar who did it on his own and it was arbitrary on his side, it was not justified, and that's where the assistant commissioner now has taken suo motu cognizance and has decided to issue notice to these individuals and then look into the aspect of whether the Waqf actually has any sort of claim to this particular land. Now the biggest question that comes up here is, while this issue has been completely denied by the Congress and they've been maintaining that the BJP wants to politicize it, there are certain wrongdoings that have happened either on the side of the officials, and if the officials have done some wrongdoing, on whose behest and whether there was any sort of pressure, that's the question mark that's coming up, and that's what the BJP is really exploiting and using against the Congress party. The delegation today once again upping the ante there in Vijayapura. We are expecting this matter, of course, not to die down very soon here in Karnataka. There are reports that there are other districts as well in the state where there could be similar incidents.
Okay, all right, Deepak, thank you for joining us with those details. Big story on Times Now. We continue tracking the developments there, the BJP delegation at Vijayapura. For the